on silver and another 1.5% on gold. So basically what they are doing in silver, they are killing all shorters who had sold blank in the physical market, and that has a ripple effect in the futures segment. There is absolutely no silver if you go to Chandni Chowk to buy physical silver, and they're demanding a premium of another 8,000 rupees on top of what the price is per kilo. So that's the kind of mad rally. We are just advising very serious caution. But coming back to the Nifty, yes, Aabha, a lot of positivity. 25 to 77 is where the index has shut shop in pre-open. IPO listing in LG India, fabulous numbers from HCL Tech on a sequential basis. Strong moves expected in tires, in cables and pharma shares. So this is the basic window to your trade today, Aabha.
All right, we'll come and look closer at some of those pockets in a moment, but I just want to introduce Dharmesh Kant, Head of Equity Research at Chola Securities. Dharmesh, good morning. What's the setup looking like to you? Headed for a positive start?
Yeah, good morning, Aabha. Yeah, I do think today should be a positive day for the market. And as we walk into the earnings season, more and more earnings are likely to be discounted. But the margin of safety sets in favor of market being on the upside rather than on the downside. So we have been trading this range 24,500 to 25,500, and now we are slightly nudging towards the upper end of the range. So I think they should be respected on the green side.
Okay. Earnings, Dharmesh, and we've got to talk about HCL Tech. What a fantastic set of numbers. Revenue guidance maintained, profit in line, showing AI revenue, which is something that, it's the first to do from the IT pack. It's a solid set of numbers and very, very different to what we saw from TCS.
Yeah, I have a different take on this.
Okay.
I mean, nowadays, if 2 or 3% kind of revenue growth is there, we take it as a solid set of numbers, and still we are giving it 25-30 P multiple. So I mean, it has to be taken with a pinch of salt, but nonetheless,
Okay.
it's at least better than the other IT companies. I mean, for example, TCS, which have reported, or Tata Elxsi, which has reported. In light of that, it does look better, and this does offer you a silver lining that maybe things may turn around for them. What was the significant part of HCL Tech is that they reported their revenue from AI module, and that is what will be relevant. I think going forward, other companies will follow suit. And $100 million is good to start with, considering the size is still big. And but yeah, market will give it a trading thumbs up today, and we can see some traction going forward into this play. But structurally, things are still not very rosy for the IT space.
All right. That's Dharmesh's view coming in on HCL. Shell, do you think we'll see some kind of a push on IT today given those earnings, or would you agree with Dharmesh that it has to be taken with a pinch of salt?
Aabha, 3 days ago we had recommended look into ITB's ETF as floated by Nippon India AMC. That's the best bet given the circumstances and the fact that it's corrected very, very sharply. Don't focus on individual stocks. Just bet on the entire sector. It's been beaten black and blue, and this is the time to get in for long-term investors to make very serious money, as they have following Business Today advice on Hang Seng ETF, on Mafang ETF over the last 2 years. Aabha.
Right. So our experts very cautious on IT this morning. We'll wait and see how HCL Tech responds when we open up. Few other stocks in news. Eicher Motors, they're going to integrate their EV brand with core operations. We've got Just Style, Q2 net income missing estimates there on a Just Style. KEC International will be in focus on the back of an order win, close to 1,200 crores there. ONGC, and we also spoke to the management, we'll bring you that excerpt in a short while, but they're targeting about a 15% cost cut and also eyeing global tie-ups. So a few elements of news coming in there on ONGC as well. Waaree Energy are looking to offer up to 10% stake via private placement. So Waaree is also going to be in focus today. RBL Bank, we've been talking about that one a lot as well. Emirates NBD may buy a controlling stake, and we'll come back and talk to Dharmesh about that in just a moment and what it could potentially mean for RBL. Meanwhile, Lodha acquiring 100% in CBPL for close to 500 crores. Hero MotoCorp entering Italy via a partnership, so that's also in the news, and a whole host of other stocks as well that we'll continue to track on opening bell. Just counting down now to open, but just to recap the setup for you, we've had extremely low inflation numbers. We've got the Gaza peace stocks firing up global markets, everything in the green. We have this morning, of course, the Nifty also set now for a positive start. Some focus on auto, some focus on earnings. Let's see what an HCL Tech does this morning on opening bell. And of course, we'll continue to bring you some of the other top movers in today's trade as well. Let's take a look at where we've opened up. 25290 on the index, up about 0.25% right now on opening bell. Nifty Bank steady right now. Let's take a look at some of the other gainers and losers as well and see where the action is at. IT is definitely seeing an uptick, up about 1%. Take it with a pinch of salt, sure, but definitely seeing some cheer on the IT index this morning, post those HCL numbers. Apollo Hospitals, HCL Tech up 2%, Tata Steel 1.5%. Apollo Hospitals has been consistently on fire. Zomato, ONGC, Hindalco, some of the other names on the green end of the list this morning. Some of the other names there on the downside, Tata Motors, HDFC Bank, Maruti Suzuki, so autos actually seeing a little bit of a pullback. IndusInd Bank, Access, financials clearly is where the pressure is this morning. Access, Titan, Adani Ports, some of the others there on the losers end of the stick. Shell, what are you spotting on opening?
Aabha Silver ETF is up 7.7%. It's a squeeze that is getting to epic proportions. MCX at a record high because silver is climbing, therefore 9,237, 3%. Hindustan Zinc, India's biggest producer of silver, up 3.7%, 2.7%. So that's how it is. Earnings results, Anand Rathi, 6.4% higher, 31.22. And of course, there is absolutely no stopping silver ETFs all over the place as far as my markets are concerned. And of course, advanced decline at this point of time, 1454 shares in the green, 700 in the red. It's a very easy peasy 2:1. 17 out of 19 stocks indices are in the green. So it's a great start. 24,300 is where the Nifty expiry is likely to be today. Aabha.
All right, Ramesh, let me come to you then on some of those stocks in news. We've got a whole host of movers there, but let me come to you on Anand Rathi because the brokerage space, we had earnings, of course. We've got Grow also set for a public issue. I know it might be difficult for you to comment on the space, but just to get an understanding from you on the kind of valuations and the kind of opportunity that may lie here for investors.
Yeah, well, as far as valuations are concerned, wealth management companies or AMCs get a better valuation than the brokers. And basically, it's almost twice the valuation multiple they enjoy. So what we have been, advising our clients is to go for a basket buy kind of a thing where you have an infra plays like BSE, MCX, CDSL into one basket, wealth AMCs into the other basket, and third is the broker. So the weightage is 40% you should go for the infra play, almost 40% on the AMCs and 20% on the brokers. So because brokers there are too many caveats, market being up and down, and then you have these options, sword hanging by the regulators, how much expiry they will cut down on. So all these things put to place. But having said everything, this is a space to be in for next decade. So this space is likely to grow very fast.
All right. Clear move on the capital markets index there this morning, up a straight 2%. Solid move on Anand Rathi as well, post those earnings. Let's also talk about those metal names, Ramesh, and primarily it's, Hindustan Copper that's moving on the back of what we're seeing on gold, silver, and of course some of those other precious metals. Hindustan Copper in particular, and also we've been talking about, a whole host of other stocks that are impacted by the move on gold and silver. But Hind Copper this morning is up over 2%. Are you tracking some of these metal names?
Yes, Aabha, we have been tracking metal names and we have been liking basically Hindalco, which also offers a copper play, and then Hindustan Zinc, where you have a play on lead and silver put together. And on the ferrous side, domestic like JSW Steel. So these are the three plays which we have been liking. But as a space, I do think there would be a traction in both base metals as well as the ferrous part of the metals, but primarily because industrial activities on the upswing. And silver, one caveat is silver has a huge 50% industrial usage as well. So that is also fueling because of EVs, the battery, they use silvers, the solar panels, the entire panel use a good amount of silver, and there are other industrial use of silver in the pollution control equipment and all. So this is a trade which is likely to play out. Hindustan Zinc is still fairly undervalued if you just ask me on the valuation metrics. So I think these four plays, if you play as a basket and you have to be a brave one, you have to weigh the volatility in between. Then around 30-35% kind of a annualized return from here on to next Diwali is likely to be there.
Okay, thank you for that detailed look at the metals pack. 3.5% on Hindustan Zinc this morning as well. So the entire basket is seeing a very strong move. Hind Zinc, Hind Copper, Dharmesh also talked about Hindalco and some of the other metal plays as well. The index is up close to 1% right now. Shell, from the broader markets, what else is catching your eye?
Aabha, I wish I could repeat silver, but I won't.
No.
But
We've
gold financing
established
companies,
that.
fresh record high. Muthoot Finance, 1 point. Absolutely. Muthoot Finance, gold financing company, all-time high. L&T Finance doing very well. And of course, Eternal, Zomato, fresh record high. This is something to be kept an eye upon ahead of its earnings, and Bajaj Finance. So the theme is NBFCs that finance consumer goods, that is going to do very well. And of course, this is again behind the IPO of LG India, which was a massive success. Maybe Dharmesh ji can offer us a guideline on where it will be listed and what price not to buy it at the opening tick. Aabha.
Dharmesh, let me take that question to you then.
See, LG Electronics has been fairly priced. I mean, they have let many things on the table for the investors, and this is what we call an IPO, where you have a good bargain for the investors to take off from the table. I think 30-35% should be the opening tech high. If any time during the day it comes to around 20% from the issued price high kind of a thing, if it comes around that, then it's definitely a good buy from an investment perspective, because it's not only caters to B2C kind of a segment, even B2P plays most of the compressors, all of LG, and they have also setting up a plant which will increase the capacity of their compressors for the overall supply to the country. I think this will be re-rated big time. If you are a holder for it for at least 2 years time frame, then it's definitely a doubler from here, just to match it to the peer valuation set, or the peers may come down to some distance to match LG's price. So we have been very aggressively recommending this to our clients. Let's see. I mean, we are hoping 30% kind of a listing price gains.
Okay. Oil and gas is also looking good today, up about 0.8% right now. And remember, ONGC is in the news. They're going to be investing about $400 million in phase 1 of the ONGC BP redevelopment project. Speaking to Business Today TV, the company said the investment will play a key role in improving production efficiency and recovery rates from mature fields. Let's listen in.
Sir, of course, with the phase 1 redevelopment of ONGC BP, project under implementation as well. What's your forecast on that project, sir? And when do we see, timelines coming to it, sir?
See, phase 1 project broadly is related to wells. Phase 2 is coming out where there are some wells and maybe some facilities as well. Couple of indications they have given when they are going with the hub model concept for evaluating things, small facility. So in case those are useful to us, still both the teams are under interaction, we may advance it. Why wait for phase 2? Do it now. Okay. And phase 1 will continue its couple of years only. This FY, next FY. And then by that time, next phase will come.
All right. You mentioned about crude production, sir. How sustainable is the recent reversal in ONGC's standard crude production, and where do you see production growth coming from now?
I'm pretty sure that it would remain stable, and when I talk about where from production growth is expected, see, that's why we have engaged the Mumbai High biggest. We expect some advancement development there. The projects which we have conceived now, like gas production, Daman will give me some production. We are, monetizing DSF 2 fields in Western Offshore. We are ready with the broad study done with respect to, I think it was DSF 3, if I am correct, in East Coast, also to go to the market, but we are just waiting these subject matter experts to conclude the study so that we are more sure on that, and these will add us values.
And lastly, sir, 4,300 crore rupees, being invested over 20 plus projects. Which 2 or 3 of them would you think would ultimately yield the maximum output for you?
Daman will yield output to me. Okay. DSF will yield output to me, both in West Coast, East Coast. Of course, we have not yet committed fully. Yes. We will be committing in time to come. Couple of things we are doing in East Coast with respect to the wells. The rigs are being hired. Once they'll come, we'll deploy them. They'll give some gas volumes to me. So we are looking for additional development of Ratna. Okay. We are expecting some volumes from there.
Okay, action today then. We're looking at IT, we're looking at metals. IT, remember, on the back of HCL, metals on the back of those silver prices, copper prices. That's what's moving. We've also seen action in BFSI on capital markets index, capital markets post Anand Rathi earnings, BFSI on the back of course, financing companies. Also RBL Bank, and I'm just going to get a closing comment from Dharmesh on that. Dharmesh, lots of buzz right now around Emirates NBD possibly buying a controlling stake. I just wanted to get a quick view from you on RBL Bank.
Yeah, definitely it's a big positive for RBL Bank because it's truly a huge equity infusion, and they will get rid of their asset quality problems, which has been lurking around for quite some time. And this is the third in the sequence after Yes Bank and then Sammaan Capital, and now if RBL Bank deal goes through. So good for the country. I mean, good for foreign participation into the banking space. But for RBL Bank, the stock, only caveat is the stock prices are quite high. So on valuation side, it may be sell on news kind of activity, and then give it a time how the performance sets in, and then investors can get back into it.
All right, gentlemen, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you, sir.
And I'll accept, Shell, that it really is silver all the way, keeping us on our toes with those new highs across all of those metal indices. We'll continue to track all the action for you, and also get ready for an exciting lineup on Business Today TV's Diwali special, Market Masters, at 1:30 today. Hear from Vijay Kedia, MD Kedia Securities, sharing his market insights. And at 4 p.m., Devina Mehra, founder and CMD First Global, and Nilesh Shah, MD and CEO Envision Capital, with their market outlook and top strategies.
Motorola Edge 60 Pro, the true flagship killer.
Bliss weaves the magic of warmth into a cold day. Experience bliss in all its forms with Hindware. Hindware, designed for bliss.
Living my best life.
Mindfully crafted home decor fabrics. Sansar, a D-Decor brand. Live consciously.
Hello, Moto. Do the Moto Moto.
Moto G96 5G, segment's undisputed all-rounder.
Motorola Edge 60 Pro, the true flagship killer.
Hi, here are the top headlines presented by Motorola. Setback for Lalu family. Delhi court framed charges in IRCTC scam case. Nobel in Economics awarded to Joel Mokyr, Philip Aghion and Peter Howitt. Retail inflation eases to 8-year low at 1.54% in September.
Motorola Edge 60 Pro, the true flagship killer.
Living my best life.
Mindfully crafted home decor fabrics. Sansar, a decor